Hi guys, so I thought I would do a little video here showing how I crop my t-shirts to make them look a little bit more boxy. Typically my issue with t-shirts is the arm seams squeeze or hug the widest part of my arm, like around my bicep, and the bottom seam squeezes or hugs the widest part of my stomach. And overall, it creates a look that I find rather haunting, and it's also just very uncomfortable. I find myself tugging at my sleeves all day long, and just overall, I think feeling a little self-conscious because I know that it doesn't look quite how I want it to look in my head. So here I am going to show you. I'm cutting my sleeves. It takes me forever to get it just right because I'm recording, so the pressure's on. But I folded it in half so that when I do make a cut, it's going to be pretty much symmetrical for both sleeves because they're laying right on top of each other. I don't want one sleeve to be longer than the other. It's not an exact science, but I would like for it to be as close as possible, obviously. You can see in the top left corner that is just a different POV. When I posted on my TikTok, everyone wanted to see, first of all, a slowed down version of this because my last one was too fast. And it seems like everyone kind of wanted the point of view from up above and the point of view from across for me. So anyway, now it's time to do the bottom. I originally would have done this maybe a little tiny bit shorter than what I ended up doing, but because there's a graphic on the front, I found that a little limiting, so I just went ahead and cut right underneath that graphic. What you will find when you do this, if there is something that's ironed onto the front or whatever graphic wise, at the end I go through and I basically stretch out the area that I cut so that it bounces back and has a little bit of roll to it. There's my cat. Her name is Chum. She's very curious. Anyway, so when you do stretch it out a little bit, you don't want it to be too close to the graphic is what I'm trying to say, because it'll look a little funky. So leave just a tiny bit of room under that graphic because it does not stretch the same as the rest of the shirt because it's some sort of vinyl something. I don't know what it is, but you can tell when you run your hand over it on a shirt if it's something that's just already part of the shirt, or if it's something that's been ironed on when they made it. You can just tell because it feels different. So if it doesn't feel different, then it'll be fine. You can cut wherever the hell you want, I guess. But for mine, it felt different, so I just kind of stayed right below it. Ordinarily, though, I do think I prefer mine to be just a tad shorter, but I like a look that maybe not everyone does. So for my comfort level, it might be a little bit different than yours. I tend to be pretty secure in the way that my body looks. This will show your visible belly outline, just as a warning. If you're not comfortable with that, definitely don't cut your shirt, shorty. Leave it the way it is. But or I guess you could also just cut the seam off and not cut several inches off. That would be an option. I almost just ripped the whole stitching there. Whoopsie. But yeah, so if you just don't want it to be super restricting around the seam, just cut the seam and then leave the length the way you want it. I also saw a lot of people cut slits up the sides. My comments were flooded with that. They cut the seams up the sides to still create a baggy look over the stomach without having to show their lower stomach. And when I say show lower stomach, I literally just mean the shirt is not covering it, but the pants still are. I think that a lot of people feel very self-conscious of the lower belly area, and so if the shirt's covering it, then they do feel like it is some sort of invisibility cloak. Newsflash, it's not. It's still covered by clothing, but I guess it's not enough clothing if it's not the shirt. I don't know. Very strange to me, but not completely foreign because I did used to sort of operate that way as well. I think it looks cuter to kind of show off the shape of your body. So although I don't really want my skin showing, you can see here it's not showing. It's not like a crop top to the point that my belly's out. This is, you can even see where my belt would be if I were wearing a belt. So yeah, this is just the final product. It's a little boxy and I like it, and I hope you do too.